Welcome back. You own the machinery. Null, alpha, P, verdict. Today, the three workhorses that run on it. The one-sample, two-sample, and paired T-up tests. 90% of Greenbelt testing questions are just, which T-test fits this story? So that's the skill we build, with a worked example for each and the paired test live in the LeanProjax platform. Let's pick the right tool. The one-sample T asks, does my process mean differ from a known standard? One sample, one benchmark. Our story. The charter says the line should average 45 seconds. This month's sample of 25 cases averages 45.7 with a standard deviation of 2. T is the gap over the standard error. 0.7 divided by 2 over root 25 gives T of 1.75. Against about 2.06 for the critical value, we fail to reject. No proof the line drifted from tact. One number versus one truth. That's the one sample shape. The two-sample T compares two independent groups, different machines, shifts, suppliers, different units in each group. Last lesson's roll age test was exactly this. Fresh roll shifts versus old roll shifts, independent samples. Welch's version when variances differ. Exam keywords. Two machines, before versus after on different units. Supplier A versus supplier B. Independence is the fingerprint. If the same unit shows up in both columns, you're in the wrong test. The paired T is for the same units measured twice. Before and after a change, left side and right side, gauge A and gauge B on the same part. Pair by pair, you take the difference, and then it's secretly a one-sample test. Is the mean difference 0? Pairing is powerful because it subtracts away unit-to-unit noise. The same parts carry their own baseline with them. Exam cue. The same 20 parts were measured before and after. The word same is the whole answer. Let's run the paired test. I'll use the LeanProjax platform. The story. We piloted the point-of-use settings card from our 5 whys on 8 changeovers. Each changeover timed before the card, then the same changeover type timed after. Sample A is before, sample B is after, test set to paired T. The verdict lands, the mean difference is real, P far below 5%, reject the null. The settings card works, and the evidence is paired. Each changeover was its own control. That's improved phase ammunition, proven the analyze way. Exam drill. 2 questions. Question 1. 20 castings are measured by the old gauge and the new gauge. Every casting measured by both. Which test? Pause here if you need a moment. Paired. The same units under 2 conditions. The differences carry the answer. Question 2. Line 1's output versus line 2's output, 30 different cases each. Which test? And what's the assumption to check? Take a few seconds. Two-sample T. Independent groups. Check the variances and use Welch's version when they differ. 3 shapes. 1 sample against a standard. 2 independent groups and pairs of the same units. Match the story, and the math follows. Next lesson closes the Analyze module. FMEA. Scoring failure modes by risk priority number on the platform's dedicated FMEA surface. Subscribe and I'll see you there.